Hi everyone, it's Donna here from Donna's Creative Corner, and today I have all bodices. I have 8 bodices that I'm going to show you. I apologize in advance. This is probably going to be a long video because I do want to see the detail on these. My usual disclaimer at the beginning of any of my bodice videos, the bodices usually are the most difficult to work with, although they're usually the prettiest part of the dress. They're the most difficult to work with because more times than not, the stitches that hold the beads and sequins on goes all the way through the satin, so you won't be able to remove them. You will have to either use large pieces as a whole or fussy cut around the appliques in order to be able to use them. If I remember, I'm going to put a link to a video in the description box below that Liz Benavides did on her channel on how she takes apart a wedding dress bodice. It's a good little tutorial on how to do it. Also, in today's video, I am offering these one bodice per person. Since these are so popular and everybody wants them, I'm limiting it to one bodice per person. If you are interested in more than one, when you place the order, send me which ones you're interested in and the order of preference. That way, if the top one you want is not available, I'll go down the list until I find one that is available, if any are. These are first come, first serve. To place an order, send me an email, and my email address is in the description box below. And I do ship international. Most of these are within the weight limit for first class mail in the US. There's 2 or 3 of them. There's 2 that are not. They'll have to go for priority mail. International, they'll all go first class international. So let's get started. Bodice number 1 is the exception to the rule of you normally can't take off the appliques from a bodice. This is the only one in the bunch that the appliques are going to be removable. I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but the satin that this is on is a pale pink. The appliques are not. They're white embroidered with iridescent sequins and pearl beads. I partially took this bodice apart, and I'm going to sell the other parts. It had these big, huge, puffy sleeves, short sleeves full of that tough, crinkly tulle in it. So I took that out to save on some shipping and how big the package would need to be. And the pieces that were on those puffy sleeves, I'm selling them along with this bodice. These are all removable, so you will be able to remove all these appliques. I'm just going to pan so you can see. Very, very shiny. The camera's really picking up on the iridescent sequins on this. And then on the back, there's a few on the back as well. No satin covered buttons, not even to bustle on this one. So let me come down so you can see the appliques. Really pretty appliques on here. There are some rice beads, and I thought there were some of the flower shaped sequins, but they're not. They're the regular sequins. And you will also get these that were on the sleeve. You see how crinkly they were. These you can steam them out. Well, actually, once you take the satin and the tulle off, they'll probably lie flat. But these are all removable as well. So this is bodice number 1, and I am asking $10 for this one. I may have to pause the video partway through to make room on my desk. Bodice number 2 has clear sequins and pearl beads. These are embroidered. Oops, let me come out first. embroidered appliques on this one. This top part is on tulle and the sleeves are all tulle. So I'm just going to pan so you can see it and then come down so you can see the detail. Very pretty kind of medallion at the bottom here. Lots of iridescent. This one has, oh no, these are clear sequins, but they're very shiny ones. Usually the iridescent ones are shiny like this, but these are very shiny. Look at this kind of pretty medallion right in here. And then you've got the along the edge, and the sleeves are on tulle. I hear my cell phone ringing in the other room. And all the way down, so you'll definitely be able to cut apart the ones on the sleeve. And then on the back, there's not much on the back, but there are these there's like a little dangle when you put it together here, and you've got these 3 bead strands that come across the back, and then a couple down at the bottom here. So this is bodice number 2, and I'm asking $9 for this one. How am I going to do this? Bodice number 3. I'm all the way up. Bodice number 3 is fairly heavily beaded. It has iridescent sequins on this one. This top part, very pretty, is on tulle. I'll come down in a minute so you can see the detail. I'm just going to pan for now. Has this pretty heavily beaded medallion. Their sleeves have these puffy sleeves with these big medallions on them, and it comes down to to another kind of medallion at the bottom there. So let me come down so you can see this one. Here's that really pretty medallion at the bottom. Very shiny sequins on this one. Gorgeous. Lots of appliques that you can cut out. These are fairly well separated, so you can cut them out fairly easily. And then at the top you have all of this gorgeousness that's on tulle that you'll be able to easily cut apart, that whole top part. And then the appliques that are on the sleeves are the same. So flip it over. There's a few on the back as well that come down on the tulle, part on the tulle and part of the satin, and then down both sides. And this one has some satin covered buttons along both sides of the bottom where the dress was bustled, able to be bustled. So this is bodice number 3, and this one I am asking $11 for this one. Bodice number 4 has some dangles on it in 2 places. It has this pretty neckline with the flowers and the dangles at the top, some faux crystal or crystal and pearl dangles, and then these nice big appliques here. And then come down to the bottom, and there's a medallion here with this gorgeous fan at the bottom and the dangles at the bottom of that one. And I think all the dangles are there. Yep. Come down and see that beautiful fan there. There's that medallion. And then you've got appliques. Got this really pretty flower, heavily beaded flower there. And then coming up, all the way up both sides. And then on the sleeves, this one has long sleeves. The sleeves have these medallions on them as well. There's the one going the opposite direction that was at the bottom of the bodice with the cross hatching and the beads in the center of each one. There's some more on either side of that. There's a lot on the sleeves on this one, on either side. And then at the bottom of each sleeve is another one of those fan medallions. And then this is a close-up of the neckline one. We've got some dangles on the side and one in the middle, some in the middle. So, oops. So on the back side of this one, no beads and sequins on the back side of this one. Just pretty appliques that you will be able to get off. There's no beads and sequins, so you can definitely seam pick these off and use them on projects. And a few more at the bottom. So this is bodice number 4. I am asking $12 for this one. We're halfway through. Bodice number 5 is one of the ones that it's very heavily beaded, so it is a heavy bodice. It weighs between 1 and 2 pounds, so it'll have to go priority mail, but it is loaded with beads. It has clear sequins on this one, and the corded à l'ensemble appliques on this one. I'm just going to pan down. It has short sleeves. And all the way down to the front. And this one has here the appliques on it, and this one has on all the edges around the neckline, around the sleeves, and around the bottom of the bodice is this beaded, gorgeous beaded trim. This is what's around the edge is what's adding to the weight the most, because it's got a bead in the center, 2 smaller beads, and then tiny iridescent seed beads woven in between them. Gorgeous. And that's all the way around the bodice. And then here are the appliques. And going up, here's the center of the bodice. And look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, heavily beaded. And then going up either side, you have more. And around the neckline is that same beaded trim. And also around the short sleeves, you have more appliques on the sleeves and that trim along the sleeves as well. So that trim is everywhere. So this is the front. Now look at these flowers at the top here. Look how heavily beaded those are. Beads, and this also has, the whole thing has these iridescent seed beads. Well, maybe they're not iridescent. They look slightly iridescent, but those are all over the bodice. And then on the back, you have just as much. You have that gorgeous trim going down the back, and we have more of those appliques and those heavily beaded flowers going down either side, and then more at the bottom down here. So this is bodice number 5. I am asking $14 for this one. Bodice, oh, I'm stuck on something. Okay. Bodice number 6 has, this one has the Venice lace appliques on it. Heavily beaded as well, very heavily beaded. Gorgeous appliques. I'm just going to pan so you can see it has this gorgeous trim around the neckline. It's just on the front of the neckline. And then coming down. This one has short sleeves. And let's see the detail. Clear sequins on this one. Tiny, tiny pearl beads. Oh, really tiny pearl beads on this. I just can't imagine the work that went into this. Heavily, heavily beaded. And these are the Venice lace appliques. They're kind of hanging off the bottom, at the bottom of the bodice, and then going up. Look at that right there. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look at that. This one also weighs, will have to go priority mail because of the beadwork on it. It's over a pound. Look at that. So pretty. So, so pretty. That's all the way to the top. You have these swirl things up here. And this is the center. And then you have this trim all along the neckline. Heavily, heavily beaded. Gorgeous. And then the sleeves. This is, I'm up onto a sleeve here. You've got the appliques on there. And you also have that trim around each of the sleeves. So that's the front. Flip it over. You don't have as much on the back, but you still have those a fair amount, and they're nicely beaded on the back too. That's one side, going all the way down, and you have more at the bottom on the back, on both sides. Nope, these were hooks to bustle the dress. No satin covered buttons on this one. So this is bodice number 6. Where am I? I am asking $15 for this one. I'm running out of room. Bodice number 7 has some gorgeous dangles on it. You can see the dangles on the front and on the back of the neckline. This one has long sleeves. This one has iridescent sequins that have, they probably look very yellow in the viewfinder, but they're kind of a, it's hard to describe. They're have kind of a pinkish, yellowish, orangish tint. It reminds me of a sunset. I think they're gorgeous, this color. But they have started to turn. They have turned a sunset color. That's what I'm calling it. Going down to the bottom. Well, let me just keep panning and then I'll come in. So you've got these dangles in the middle here, and you have the sleeves that have these medallions on them that are with tulle in the middle. There's that crunchy stiff tulle behind there to give it the poof. And then the center of each one you have, this is so hard to show laying down, you have this medallion that has this dangle coming off of it in the center. So that you will definitely be able to just fussy cut around and remove. And then you've got these gorgeous appliques going all the way down the sleeves as well to this one at the bottom. And the sleeves on this one have a long row of satin covered buttons on each sleeve. I'm going to bring it down so you can see there's at the bottom of the cuff. Gorgeous. And then you've got this long thing on tulle, and then the medallion with the dangles right there. And then on the front, of course, you have the dangles in the middle here. I believe they're all intact on the front. On the back, I think there's one missing on the back. On the front, it's all there. And then these are the appliques on the front. You've got some up here on tulle, or around the shoulder, and then these coming down the sides. And then you've got the front. And at the bottom, you have this gorgeous piece here hanging off. Wow, it looks very yellow in the camera, but it's not that way in person. So that is the front. In the back, there are more appliques coming down both sides. And these are the embroidered appliques. And then you've got your dangle in the back, and yes, there is one missing in the back. So this is bodice number 7, and I am asking, where am I, $18 for this one, this gorgeousness. And then bodice number 8 is the pièce de résistance. This one is gorgeous, heavily beaded and sequined. The sleeves have been removed. I think I've already sold the sleeves, but this is so pretty, so pretty. I'm going to come down so you can see the detail of it, but these are the embroidered appliques. You can barely see the appliques for all the beads and sequins on here. Did I say clear sequins? Very shiny clear sequins. Look at that. That little medallion at the bottom. That one you probably, I bet you can get that one off. The rest you will need to probably fussy cut. But look at that. Oh. This is so pretty. This dress was stunning. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Coming up the side, up the front. Look at that flower there. This flower goes all around here. You've got these large pearls going down the center. More of these flowers. Look at that swirl there. It's going up onto the tulle. And there. And then on the neckline, this one large one here. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. And that is all on tulle, so this one, you'll be able to easily cut that out. Oh, excuse me. I need more coffee. So, that is the front. I'm losing my voice. It's time to end the video. Excuse me. The back has just as much on it. The top part is all on tulle. So you'll be able to cut those out easily. You have these large pearl buttons going all the way down. And you have these large appliques going down the back as well, and kind of dangling off the bottom. Absolutely stunning. This one is bodice number 8, and I am asking $22 for this one. This is just so beautiful, so beautiful. So that's all I have for today. If you are interested in any of these bodices, send me an email. And again, if you're interested in more than one, send me which ones you're interested in and the order of preference. That way I can just go down the list until, and hopefully one of the ones that you want will still be available. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to be uploading this video. I'm going to visit my mother today, so I might wait until I get back from visiting her to make sure I'm able to respond to to respond to orders. So that's all I have for today. Bye for now. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm still having my challenge. Thank you for everybody who has entered it so far. It's open through the end of June. I'll put the link to that down below as well. Okay, now, bye for now.